In pole position for this, the David Wood Ulster Grand Prix Supersport race, is the Englishman John McGuinness. First outing of the day for him. Bruce Anstey's alongside him, back after that crash. Then it's Adrian Archibald and Ryan Farquhar. They're away, and that looked like a great start for McGuinness. Ian Locker too from the second row. We're on board with him. He's in second place. Wow, doesn't Locker's bike sound sweet? This is the second wave, away safely, just about. Now at the front. Oh, McGuinness and Locker, so close. What about that for a view from Locker's machine? And that's one of the Taz bikes. It's Archibald or Anstey. On the brakes, past the big crowd at Leathamstown. Just look at that train of machines, impressive indeed. All trying to get dragged along in each other's slipstream. McGuinness is the race leader, then it's Anstey and Locker, but just look at Ian Locker. Oh, what a pass that was. Now accelerating down the famous Deers Leap. And Locker's past McGuinness, is he, to take first? Look at those three side by side. It is indeed Locker who's the new race leader. Wow, sensational 600cc racing at Turnagaff. It's Locker, McGuinness, Anstey. That's the top three. Sort the rest out if you can. On board with Richard Britton. Yes, hello Richard. Locker, McGuinness, Anstey, Archibald, and 7 is Ryan Farquhar on the MSS Kawasaki. He's in 5th. But it's Ian Locker on the DMRR Honda who's out in front. Lovely, smooth style from Locker. So almost one lap complete. The race order: Ian Locker, John McGuinness, Bruce Anstey, Adrian Archibald and Ryan Farquhar. That is the top 5. Here's a replay of the start from the Japanese rider Jun Maeda. You can see how the riders all have to jostle for position down that frighteningly fast flying kilo. Maeda, a rider who had a great run at this year's Isle of Man TT. No change in the race order though at the front. On board with Britain. Wow, this shot really gives you a taste of what it's like to travel around this Ulster Grand Prix circuit. Between the hedges, under the trees. Weight shifting from side to side. Turnagaff. Locker still the race leader, but Archibald goes past his teammate Anstey into 3rd. At the hairpin. Locker, the Welshman, who now lives in Northern Ireland, has got McGuinness, the former 250cc British champion, still behind him. McGuinness, a man who's never won an Ulster Grand Prix, riding for the Paul Bird Eddie Stobart team. 21 there's Ken Docherty, having his own little private battle with Big H, Paul Hunt. Oh, just look at this again. Less than a second covering the front 4. Farquhar, perhaps surprisingly off the pace just a little. Now past the pits. And just look at John McGuinness. John McGuinness takes first place. Absolutely flat out down the flying kilo. This is the fight for 6th. Cameron Donald, Guy Martin and Martin Finnegan. 3 rock bands go the leaders. McGuinness, the knee almost touching the grass verge. Hard in the brakes now. Into Leathamstown corner, this right-hander. Then it's up through the gears. And this, the long climb up towards the Deers Leap. You can see the riders weaving all over the road, trying to get into each other's slipstream again. The two Hondas lead the two Suzukis. Wow, this is just the third visit to the Ulster Grand Prix for John McGuinness. But he's still got a lot of work to do here. As does Cameron Donald on bike 6 if he's going to hold off this lot. Locker trying to catch McGuinness. And that's one of the two TAS bikes. It looks like Adrian Archibald. It is indeed the Ballymoney rider at Wheeler's Corner who takes second place. Turnagruff Corner coming up next, the left-hander. Locker can't get close enough to Archibald. He runs a little wide, and that's the other Taz bike. That's Bruce Anstey. Hairpin now. Locker has gone from second to fourth. And McGuinness, the race leader, has the two TAS Suzukis homing in on him. Locker looks behind. Well, he's in a safe fourth, but he'll want a podium if not a win. Any one of these four men could win this race, no doubt about it. John McGuinness will be hoping to give the owner of the Eddie Stobart team, Paul Bird, his first motorcycling win of any description this season. Paul Bird, of course, running Jeremy McWilliams and Michael Laverty in the British Superbike Championship. But he's got his good friend McGuinness on board here and leading at the Ulster Grand Prix. Well, these four are absolutely locked together. McGuinness is first, Archibald second, Anstey third, Ian Locker fourth, Ryan Farquhar fifth. Then it's Guy Martin sixth, Cameron Donald seventh, Martin Finnegan in eighth, and Jason Griffiths in ninth. Through the haze and the sunshine, on board with Locker. Right-hander just before the Deers Leap. Well, this is some of the best racing we've seen all season. Guy Martin on bike 5, still ahead of Cameron Donald, Martin Finnegan and Jason Griffiths. 8th there is Richard Britton. You can hear Richard Britton just changing down there for that corner, which is over 120 miles per hour. Chasing the leading pack. And here they are. At Turnagruff. Ian Locker has now got ahead of Bruce Anstey. At the hairpin, McGuinness looking for his first Ulster Grand Prix win. Archibald and Anstey looking for their 5th Grand Prix victories. And Locker looking for his 2nd of the day and his 11th in total. Cameron Donald, the Australian, still leads this bunch. Cameron Donald here for the very first time. This is an awesome performance from him. Out of the quarries. Then this big right-hander at Dawson's. All the riders trying to stay so close to one another, trying to get the drag. Locker's right there. Out he goes past Adrian Archibald. Oh, Locker almost touched Archibald. How did those two not collide? Oh, that's incredible. Locker takes 2nd. Wow, this is breathtaking racing. So it's McGuinness, Locker, Archibald, with Anstey now dropping back a little. Farquhar's in 5th. Haven't seen much of him in this race, which is surprising. There he is now at the back of the picture, because Farquhar has been an international winner at the Northwest 200 and the Isle of Man TT in this class. Well, the race for first is good. The battle for 6th is just as tight. Locker gets a little closer to John McGuinness. Has he got an opportunity here perhaps? No, he doesn't. Out of Wheelers. Looking back down the road, still very little separating these four. Turnagruff. And then the hairpin. McGuinness, Locker, Anstey on the inside keeps his 3rd place from Archibald. But Archibald is pressing his teammate. Locker looks behind. as we look back at Martin, Finnegan and Donald. And Archibald has gone past Anstey and Locker. And Archibald's into second behind McGuinness. Great racing. Around Dawson's for the penultimate time. Last lap flag goes out. 7.5 miles to separate these four. Farquhar is in a safe fifth all on his own. But it's Honda, Suzuki, Honda, Suzuki. That's the race order. But just look at Locker. Locker takes second from Archibald. So the Welshman is on the move. He's got the Englishman in his sights. He's certainly getting a good view of his rear wheel anyway. Picking up a back marker down into Leathamstown. That could cause a few problems. All safely through though, although Anstey perhaps was held up just a little. Now, can anybody stop McGuinness? Can Locker or Archibald or even Anstey get close to him? Cameron Donald still in front of Guy Martin and Martin Finnegan. It's so quick down the Deersleeve, and again side by side Archibald and Locker, and Archibald takes second back again. On the brakes into Cochranstown corner. Knee down for Archibald. Locker pushing, trying hard to get past him. Martin and Finnegan now past Donald. And Locker's got past Archibald at Wheeler's corner into Turnagroff. Oh, big slide from Locker. Wow, they call him Lucky Locker, and he was very fortunate there. First place will now be decided between these two. Locker held on to third, Anstey's in fourth. Those two will have to fight it out for the third position. Just a couple of corners to go. Is there anything Adrian Archibald can do to get past McGuinness? One last chance perhaps here. He's trying hard, but it will be John McGuinness who takes the checkered flag and his first Ulster Grand Prix victory. Now, has Locker held on for third? I don't think he has. Anstey gets that third spot. Locker's mishap cost him dearly. Adrian Archibald recorded the fastest lap of the race.